Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be covering Theta and my market analysis. So if you are new to the channel and you want to show some support, please leave a like and subscribe. So my last video on Theta came before this sort of capitulation-like event. And I was saying how there was some support here at the $2.40 region. And since then we've come back down and broken through that. So I would say that the next region of support to look out for is sort of this 80-cent level, where we see how price action in October of 2020 was kind of stalled out, and ultimately this was the range we started to consolidate after a major uptrend. So in this uptrend we went up around 283% in just 66 days, and then following sort of this intermediate term peak, we consolidated for around 76 days. So we can assume that if price action were to come back down to this level, given that it has acted as resistance in the past, we could assume that this could flip as support, and we might expect some sort of intermediate term bounce off of this level. Now, the current price is actually, to get back down to this level, we would have to drop around 25%. So this would most likely come off the back of a Bitcoin capitulation down, say back to the low $25,000 level or even below that. So this is going to be a scenario in which Bitcoin continues its bearish momentum, and most likely other altcoins as well would bleed significantly. So this is a common trend in the market where we see, the Bitcoin dominance start trending up and a lot of altcoins bleeding on the Bitcoin pair, which I'm going to show you guys in a moment here, where I cover Theta Bitcoin in that ratio. But first, I would notice, if we come back down to this level, this is the most likely region we would bounce at. And if not, there is another region back down here at the 60-cent mark, where we see, price had this very significant peak here off this March 2020 rally, where this was kind of the support in this consolidation phase. All right, so now I'm going to switch over to the Theta Bitcoin chart and show you guys kind of what I'm talking about when I say altcoins have been bleeding against Bitcoin. So we see how Theta is down about 86% against Bitcoin, and so that means that ratio, if you had 1 Bitcoin worth of Theta at the peak, you would only have 0.14 Bitcoin now. So the opportunity cost of holding your capital in Theta has been not investing in Bitcoin, and that has led you to lose 86% on your Bitcoin. So we have, since my last video, broken this general support zone, right? We saw how this was the peak in May of 2020 as well as September of 2020. So we had, sort of this double peak pattern where price action was capped by this green zone, and then we came back up to it, and it was holding as resistance for a few weeks. And then ultimately, after breaking above this, we went on this major rally, right? We went up about 333% in just 24 days. And then after that, we had this very long, consistent downtrend where we saw some sort of bounce here. It wasn't very prolonged. It was a very short bounce, and it was not something to get excited about, because it was pretty similar to all these other moves. And since then we've kind of capitulated and broken this general downtrend. So you could see how we were trending down at a pretty constant rate, and then all of a sudden we're just below this general line of support, and now we're looking to press against these lows made when Bitcoin kind of hit that $25,000 mark. So we can look to this area as a previous area of support, considering that it was the high in June of 2018 as well as the high in the entirety of 2019. And this was kind of the first region we paused and bounced following this major downtrend here that was led down 58% over just 66 days. So this is probably the area of interest for Theta Bitcoin, considering how historically it has acted as support. But if we do see this level loss, for example, if Bitcoin is really bearish and it trends down to the low $20,000 region and altcoins just capitulate, like extreme capitulations, then I would suggest that we would be heading down to this 0.000023 mark, considering how this was the support that held us in the summer of 2020, right? So anytime we're in these downtrends, we want to look to regions in the past that have kind of capped the downside. And this was kind of the region we paused on this downtrend after this major peak, right? We saw Theta Bitcoin draw down 64%, and this was kind of the area we held at once, twice, and 3 times before ultimately trending back up and putting in new highs. So that is the end of the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed my Theta analysis, and as always, I will see you in the next one.